What's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Siege Optimus Prime. And as you can see, we're going to be starting off in vehicle mode. And already you could tell it's a Cybertronian truck. So it's like a futuristic big rig because it's Siege, and Siege takes place on Cybertron. And so what I like this vehicle mode a lot, actually. Um, Some people don't really like it because there's kind of like short smokestacks, and the roof lights kind of make people not really like it that much. But I like it. I like it's a different take on the Optimus Prime truck design, while also staying pretty true to G1. I think that's what Siege was really about, was being very like G1-esque while also doing some new things. It rolls pretty well. As you can see, all the wheels are rolling on both sides. Sometimes they don't, but it looks good. There's some nice silver paint on the gas tanks and on the smokestacks, and then just some simple gray throughout. So it's nice that they did do some good paint. And then you can see there's a lot of clear blue at the front of the truck, and not much at the back. There's a little gap, but that doesn't, it's fine. You're not gonna really see it from the back anyway. And you can already see some battle damage from, because Siege, his whole thing was like it's a war, and so they basically painted battle damage on everyone. So there's some on the Autobot symbol, and I guess that's about it, actually. There's more on the, oh, and the bottom looks really nice, actually. There's not much like robot like junk going on, which is kind of a big issue for a lot of vehicle modes, but this one does it well. And so does this one. This one, for comparison, is the Earthrise Optimus truck, and they look good together. This one's very, very much more of an Earth vehicle, instead of being like having the wheels covered up and stuff. It's, you know, all exposed, and the gas tanks are more obvious. So, but yeah, they look good. This is the Shattered Glass Optimus, if you didn't know. But yeah, so that's about it really for the vehicle mode. So I think we should get into what? Nope, that's not true, actually. There is actually a weapon storage. So he comes with this shield, which is an axe. We'll see that later on. And also, of course, his ion blaster. And so for Siege, there was this big thing with basically putting ports everywhere, little holes everywhere for weapons and stuff, because that was a big deal. I liked it a lot, actually. I like that gimmick. And so on the back, there is a trailer like hole, and that does work with like a lot of trailers. If you have a trailer, it probably works with that. But it's actually like advertised, I'm pretty sure, on the box and in the instructions that you're supposed to put the shield there. And it looks good, you know. I like that they do have weapon storage. And then you can put the gun literally anywhere else. You put it on the roof, on either side, on the side, on this side, on the leg, or on the bed of the truck, which becomes the legs, obviously. Or you can put it on the back, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I like weapon storage a lot, especially when it looks good. And it's like, this looks good to me. So no weapon storage on the bottom, unfortunately. I wish that would be a thing. I wish they would do that more often, but they don't. So that's about it. One more thing, actually, is something that's kind of weird to me, is the painted side windows. Well, everything else is this clear blue. That's kind of weird. I kind of wish they just did silver across everything, or made this blue, but oh well. It's just a thing. It doesn't really bother me that much. It's just I figured I would mention it. But I think that is actually about it for the vehicle mode. So to get him into robot mode, what you're going to want to do is basically just untab everything, of course. So first of all, you're going to want to bring down the wheels like that. And you can do on both sides and have like a hover truck mode, which is pretty cool. But fold out these panels on the side. Fold out the, what would those be? I'm not sure what those would be, but you fold those out as well. And then right there, basically just get under there and untab it. Open up the windshield, and then just bring that up and out like that. Next, you're going to want to fold down the side window pieces, and then to basically just bring up his arms, because those are obviously his arms. And then you're going to want to bring down this little gray piece and fold in the red pieces, and fold that down and swivel it around. Let me adjust the camera real quick to make it easier to see in robot mode. Then you're going to want to flip up the head like that, close the windshield, bring up the wheels, and just collapse them in until they click. And they're flat against the side. Bring up the waist. It doesn't really like tab in. It kind of just like rests in there, but it doesn't like flop around or anything. It's just like I noticed that on the Nemesis Prime version of this mold, for me at least, it actually, you can feel it like squeeze in. On this one you can't. So untab the legs, come to the back, fold down these pieces, which are like his, I guess, knee guards. I'm not really sure. Fold in the wheels like that. Fold out this gray piece, you can see right there, fold it out, and then bring it around. And I like that a lot. I like how it doesn't just like leave this all exposed. It becomes like flat, makes the back nicer. Then fold out the foot, and then fold up the heel, bring around the leg. Same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna do that real quick, not really focus on it. Sometimes it can be hard to plug that in, but there we go. Then bring around this piece, then bring down the side panel. Same on the other side, and then tab in the backpack. And there you have, and then just straighten everything out, make sure it looks nice for the camera. And there you have Siege Optimus in his robot mode. And I'm gonna say it right here, I kind of like this figure better than Earthrise, which is crazy to say because Earthrise is like, people think it's like the pinnacle of Optimus, which it's not. Studio Series 86 is coming out and it has been like out and about, but for a while Earthrise Optimus was like the Optimus, but I never really needed it really, because I was just fine with this. I wasn't gonna replace him or anything, but I was like, I might as well get it. I got the Shadow Glass version and I'm fine with that. I don't really need the red and blue because I think this one is just fine, like as is, despite, you know, the battle damage here and there, because that was like the big thing during this era. So you can see he has like the silver and like the paint on his arms and shoulders and on his chest and legs, but it doesn't bother me that much. Like, a lot of people hate the battle damage and think it's like the stupidest thing ever, but I liked it. I like the grittier look of the Siege figures, and I like the weapons system, and I like Siege a lot. I think it really did, you know, bring about a new era of Transformers with, like, I don't know, scaling and articulation and just looks. And so I'm a big fan of Siege and the Earthrise and Kingdom and just the War for Cybertron trilogy. I love it. So for articulation, he has quite a bit going on for a Voyager class figure. I guess, you know, nowadays a lot of figures have a ton of articulation, but he has a ball joint at his head, so he could go all the way around and then, you know, wiggle about. These smokestacks can go in and out for arm articulation, which is nice. Full 360 at the shoulder, past 90-degree bend at the elbow, a bicep swivel, wrist swivel. Since this figure is actually, this is going to be crazy to hear, but this figure is, oh, let me think about the year for a second. 6 years old. I think that's right. This came out in 2018, so it's getting up there in years, actually. My figure is kind of loose in some spots, like the ball joint at the head is kind of like, could be tighter, and then the wrists are loose. And when this one was like way too loose before, so I put like you can see like some gunk in there. I basically put super glue in the joint and then just swivel it around, so it's a little bit tighter now. Still kind of loose, but it's better. And so elbow, bicep, shoulder, wrist. He has a nice waist swivel all the way around, and despite him having this backpack, it doesn't hinder articulation at all. It just makes it a little bit boxier on the back. And that is something Earthrise did a little bit better. Is he didn't have the the whole roof assembly with like the front of the truck and the roof lights, so he's a little bit cleaner. But he'd go out that far, which isn't very far, and then back that far, which does, you know, this part does hinder that piece. But, you know, you could just pull it out of the way, and it still doesn't even go back that far. So the hip, like the waist area, does kind of hinder articulation, but that's okay. You could still get him in some nice poses. And so his leg goes out that far. He has a little bit of a hip swivel, then a knee swivel and a knee bend, which goes back very far, and then a pretty good ankle tilt. So you can get him into some nice poses. So he doesn't look bad. You could pose him nice. He looks good. So there's a few things that are kind of like like the back and the front, but it really doesn't matter that much. And for accessories, as mentioned earlier, he comes with this shield piece like that, so you can have it obviously as a shield, and then of course his gun, and that looks nice. But the shield can also become an axe, so basically you just want to flip that out, and then this is actually very specific, so you want to bring out the little back part first and then the front part like that, because if you do the little piece then the back part, or the little piece then the big piece, it doesn't actually fold in. And same goes the other way. If you try to fold out the big piece, it doesn't work. So that's kind of interesting to me. That's very specific like that. Then he has his axe, which looks good. Pretty plain, but I don't really mind it that much. There are, if you don't like the just black and gray, there are decals you can get, and I think it's either blue and orange or just blue. But there are decals you can get for the figure, per usual. That's like pretty much any figure on the market. There's going to be some upgrade kit or decals for it, so that you can find. So, but I'm fine. I like him stock. He looks good to me, and he's been like the Optimus in my collection for what is it, like 6 years, I think I said. So, but I think Studio Series 86 is finally going to replace him. He's going to go on the shelf and stuff. So, I'm not going to get rid of him, obviously, but he's going to be the main Optimus in pictures and, you know, playing. But now for some comparisons. In his own toy line, here is, get him out of the way, Siege Megatron. And so, they look pretty good together. They both have melee weapons that turn into something else, like is like the front of his tank, and then this is a shield, and then they both have their guns. So, and they both, of course, have their weathering and battle damage effects, but they look good together. And this is better than Earthrise. Not even a debate, in my opinion. Siege Megatron just looks way better. And then, past review, here is the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus. So obviously he's a little bit bigger, but still looks cool. Definitely different designs. And then for some older Optimus Prime figures, here is the Power of the Primes Optimus, which, oh yeah, his ankles kind of suck. And then he's big as well, so a classic leader class being massive. But yeah, so if you have this figure or have this figure and don't have either one, here's what they look like together, if you're curious. This is still a good figure, but very big. And then to keep in line with big figures, here's Masterpiece Optimus, MP10 Optimus. So, yeah. And then Classics Optimus. This is from Age of Extinction, which is why he has the chrome. And they look good together. You can definitely tell engineering feats over the past, like, over the years, I guess, with, like, him being solid and kind of clunky, and just car parts, like, truck parts on him, and then this folds up, like, way nicer. I mean, other than the backpack, but you could tell. And then a more recent figure, I'm pretty sure this came out around the same time, Bumblebee Movie Optimus. Both look great. That's a good figure too. Might review him later, or review him at some point. So yeah. Oh, and just for fun, here's the core class Optimus from Kingdom. So yeah, all in all, in my opinion, I think Siege Optimus is amazing. He's still actually in stock on Hasbro Pulse. They like keep restocking him for some reason. So he's still on there. Pretty sure he's on Amazon. Pretty sure he's just around. So if you want to get him, I say go for it because it is a great figure. They redid him multiple times. They did the cell shaded one for the Walmart exclusive, then did 2 different Nemesis Primes. So it's a great figure. I do suggest it, but there is also the Commander Class Optimus coming out, and has been coming out, and it's, around, so I think you should go for that one. I'm definitely going to be trying to go for it, but this has been a good figure over the past 6 years, and, yeah, I think it's great. Both modes are good. Backpack doesn't really bother me that much, might bother some other people, but it's fine. It could be worse, and it kind of looks like a jetpack too, so that's fine. But articulation's good, paint's good. If you want a more G1 version of it, you can get you could find the cell shaded version. That one's more like bright red and blue, and it has like some streaks on it to make it look like it's an animation or comic. But this has been my review of Transformers Siege Optimus, and thanks for watching. And like, subscribe, comment if you want, or don't. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.